Greetings and welcome to episode 78 of my Empire Total War Darth Mod Great Britain campaign. And this, my friends, heard it last time, where we are taking the fight to Poland. Now, Poland has moved very aggressively against us here. It really has, with the sole aim of clearing the way to Amsterdam. Amsterdam has become the linchpin here of our empire within sort of Western Europe. It really is the absolute bastion here in the sort of the east. We've got Paris under our control. We've had a little bit of a skirmish with the Spanish. They have been sending forces in now. We've managed to push them aside, but now we've got Poland. Now we have to give Poland a bloody nose. If we give Poland a bloody nose, there's every single chance that they may come to the peace table here and say, okay, enough's enough. Let's just ease things back here, which is what we need. Now we've got the quality over the Polish, but the Polish have a vast amount of forces. I mean, their forces are huge. The quantity is in their favour. However, I would bet that a single unit, a single regiment of ours is equal to at least 2 Polish regiments, specifically the armies we have that really are absolutely jam-packed with the elite of British fighting troops. The Fusiliers, the Grenadiers, the Guards. We really do have some wonderful units, and they have been absolutely to the fore here in the fighting against Poland. In fact, I would dare to say that they are probably the reason why Poland perhaps is on the verge of suing for peace, or would accept peace from us. So that really is how vital we keep these armies intact, but also that we fight cleverly, we fight intelligently here. As many of the council said before, Mala, don't split your armies up, keep your armies together, especially the ones to really pack that punch, to really pack that firepower, because as the council have also said, I would dare say that 2 armies, probably about 2 of our finest armies we have on here, would equal to maybe 4, possibly even 5 Polish. Now that is quite a statement to make, but I would actually put my neck out and say that was probably true. However, as you can see here, we have this sort of fight here within this small town here, just on the outskirts, but pushing on the road towards Amsterdam. Amsterdam is here, and there's the road. They're trying to move up the road here, striking from east to west. So again, we've got to be very, very careful what we're doing here. But however, we do have here a superiority in numbers that far exceeds the Poles, and that might be the only opportunity, the only time we have this sort of this vastly superior number here. As you can see, masses of guns here. Fire support is off the roof. It really is. And look at this. We've also got a lot of line infantry now. A battle of this magnitude, although as you can see the disparity in numbers is greater in our favour, what it will allow us to do is to bring in these sort of almost green units and get them into battle, so they get that experience. That's what we want. We want those echelons. We want that experience, so they start to become slowly veterans here of the war. The more veterancy, the more experience they have, the better they are on the battlefield, the longer they'll stay in the fight. The better you can use them in terms of standing toe to toe also with those very, very elite British units. That's what we want to do here. We've also got, as you can see here, lifeguards, which are at the apogee here, the pinnacle of cavalry. They really are. Of course, we've got our cuirassiers as well. As I said, plenty of guns. Begin this fight. We're going to take this fight here in the Rhineland. We're just going to show the Poles what they're doing here, the error of their ways. And believe me, we shall not yield, even if we go to the peace table. And the council have actually called for us. Mala, once you've taken this battle, ask for peace. Look for peace, sue for peace with the Poles to give yourself that breathing space. We are looking potentially to move against Spain as well. Many of the councils saying move into Spain, also moving into the New World. That's another campaign we're also trying to gain. We're trying to gain those forces here, so we can actually move into the New World. That would be a wonder if we could do that. It really would. Now, as you can see here, a beautiful day here, absolutely beautiful here on the west. As you can see, I would say this is sunset indeed. But look at the topography here of the battlefield. Oh my word. It is undulating everywhere. Look at this, the hills, the valleys, the nooks, the crannies here. Look at that, absolutely wonderful here. But we're going to stand square. We're going to stand square on here. As you can see, they do have a large deployment zone, but not as large as ours. You can see ours slightly overlaps here, but on the left, perhaps on the right, they do have a larger. No, they don't, because ours goes all the way up here. So we do have a much larger. We could even put cannon up here. Imagine a cannon up here. I mean, that would be actually fantastic. but defending this here might be slightly awkward. I'd like to have that full fire support right. Look at that, right on here. This sort of hillock here that we've got. Now that's a beautiful location. Now we're going to have our howitzers in the back, as we normally do. We've got lots out. Gentlemen, please. No, gentlemen, please. Looks like they don't. We'll just take these gentlemen here by themselves to start with. Let's set them in the vanguard here. I know that the howitzers don't really need an elevated position, however... Excuse any noise in the background, my friends. You can probably guess who that might be. We'll have this... Let's bring these gentlemen here into a group. Add this into it. That there, look at that. Now that is a wonder. We've got these now. These artillery here, these, look at that, 24-pounders horse guard. They'll be actually put into the line itself. But we're going to be very aggressive here. We're going to take the fight to the poles, especially with the cavalry available here as well. Also, that fire support is going to be absolutely pivotal here. Look at that. Plenty there of guns. Now we've got Swiss line infantry. I think what we'll do is strike left here or there right through this sort of valley here. As you can see, this valley that comes along here. So let's put the line of Swiss line infantry here, just to start with. And the Swiss line infantry. Gentlemen, please. Thank you. That's a magnificent unit. And it's got a lot of veterancy as well here. Then we've got the horse guards and the life guards, the cuirassiers here. We'll bring these gentlemen here just for the moment. They will be leading the way here, the charge in here. I've got to say the life guards really are a joy to see. I mean, look at that. That is a wonder. Now, we've got our Swiss line. They're going to take the fight. We need to select some other units as well that will actually go in. I think we'll have the 97th, 113th, and 124th take part in the assault upon the flank of the Poles. We're going to really drive this home here, not give them an absolute inch. We will set up a defensive force here, just below on the base of this hillock here. Do that, I think what we'll do is we'll just set our artillery, gentlemen. Our general will be back here. We do have a general's position there open to the council, so any council member wish to have that. Here's our guns here. We'll have the 24-pounders here, right in the middle. And what we'll do is we'll build the artillery, the regimental deployment around the artillery here. We've got the 31st. Bring them in a little bit closer, just so they can sort of help with any problems in terms of the enemy charging directly at them. Got the 21st on the right, got the 30th here. Again, we've got on the slope here, so we've got to be careful here. But again, this is primarily a defensive position. Excuse the noise in the background, my friends. You've got the 30th Regiment here, the 42nd. They'll cover on the left here, into the wooded area. Now, will they be hidden? No, they won't. Let's just straighten this line here. That's a wonder. The 84th. I might even send a force out. Now, there's the cuirassiers, which I think we'll send these gentlemen out on the right flank here. We'll have the 84th Regiment here. Guard on the right flank there. That's a wonder to see there. I've got this small force here which is going to assault, move in here. Excuse me, my friends. Sorry about that, my friends. Now, I think we are prepared for battle here. Indeed, we've got the left covered. We've got the centre here. Massive fire support. Now, have we... What we haven't done is put these gentlemen in the line here, which is my mistake. Let's put these gentlemen up here. 24-pounders, these will absolutely give us some good depth here. being an idiot once again. Taking it from the center already. Perfect. And these are generally we wanted in there. Thank you very much. Well, doesn't matter. Set there here. We've brought in. Look at that. That's a fantastic site there. I think we'll have some more. Let's just send each other up here now. On the right. I think we won't have any artillery on the right here. Oh, that's perfect then. What we'll do is we'll put one here, more central. There it is. Gentlemen, back a little bit here. We'll take the guns here. These are 24 pounders as well. So this army really is packed to the rafters here with some wonderful fire support. That's more like it. And we'll just close the ranks here. Perfect, absolutely perfect there. That is a one. Actually, we'll drop them back slightly here. We don't want them being. That friendly fire can be absolutely devastating. We're not too careful now. I think we're set fair here. Let's begin. Let's really absolutely give them a real sound thrashing here. Time, gentlemen. Ooh, look at that. Oh, that's nasty right there, sir. Those rockets are absolute menace. They're an absolute menace. Canister then, gentlemen. Canister. These canisters are these rockets are at square. Gentlemen. Well, they've been shattered, they've been absolutely obliterated. Come on, gentlemen, hold now. There's dragoons. 5 guards into the dragoons, sir. That's been a heck. That's lost 100 there. We've got to deal with the Poles here. We've got to send them a message here. Let's get up on that building. Let's get up on that building. My goodness me, that is a... They've gone. They've gone, sir. Let's track them down. Oh, look at that interconnecting squares, but that's going to cause a little bit of... Come on, gentlemen. are some guards. Get in position, gentlemen. Into the general, lads. Oh, look at that, right across the face. Oh, that is a beautiful shot there. That is absolute obliteration. They've been absolutely obliterated here. They've gone. They've gone. They've had enough. They're wavering. They're going to have enough soon as well. We've got some wonderful forces here fighting on this flank here. Come on, chase him down. Ceasefire. Ceasefire. There are some guards on the march, sir. Let's get right in behind them here. Let's flank them. No survivors. No survivors. Let them know absolutely clear that there's nothing going to be surviving this. Just push, you know. Bring everything to you know. Look at that, right across the floor. Oh my goodness me, they've been absolutely obliterated. Stand square, lads. Obliterate them, we just leave nothing on this battlefield, or we send a message to the Poles. If you want to fight us, this is what happened. This is what the outcome will be. We're going to send a message here to the Poles, particularly to the Polish High Command. Wow. Let's let lifeguards do the job. We're going to leave any unit alive here. They're shaken. They've had enough. They've had enough, sir. Fully intact. Come on now, lads. Come on now, gentlemen. shattered. We've absolutely butchered them. We've sent a message here to Poland. If you move, yes, if you move against Britain, this is what the consequence will be, sir. It shall not be easy for you. Look at that, we lost 468, they lost 904, almost all of them, 22 men remaining. That's right, you retreat back, sir.
Forwards for crown.
What we will do now, though, is we will offer them a peace here. As you can see, we've got Dresden here as well, which is not at full strength at the moment. We do need some time to get this army up. So actually, peace would be in our favour. And also we could replenish and repair and bring these back up, move forces into forward positions here. A lot of our armies are still not at full strength. As you can see, a lot of them have been fighting absolute brutal campaigns here. Of course, we are at war and we're at peace with Spain. We've sent Spain packing. They did come around quite aggressively towards us here. We've also got quite a lot here. And so look at this army here. What a wonder by General Elizabeth Ernuk here. We're also trying to build up a much stronger fleet here as well. This does look a wonder. But we need to sue for peace here. We could take the fight. We can, of course, stand and fight against them here. We are looking to ambush and draw these forces in here. If we gave these forces a real bloody nose, I mean, that would really set them back, push them back on their heels. Look at that. That's a really, really powerful army there. And they've got a powerful number of armies here. We might even put this army here. Or we could at least put it here on the bridge. And that would be a fight over the bridge here, and that would really be in our favour. But they do, look at that, they're still packing quite a punch in terms of what they bring to the fight here. And they've got strength in depth, just beyond. I mean, look at all of this is Polish territory, all of it. So we really are fighting our corner, as it were, here. We are standing our ground, though. I don't think the Poles quite believe we'd be able to stand our ground this strong. They've got a vast amount of ships here, which outgun us. We just need time to rebuild, replenish, to really get ourselves up on our feet. As you can see, some of these ports have been hit pretty hard. What we've got coming in here, 27,000. Again, we have managed to hold our own, but I think we're going to try and sue for peace here and diplomacy here. We've given them a little bit of a bloody nose there. Let's see if peace will come our way here. Yes, of course, sir. Look at that. Now they're hostile still, which means there is war going to be possibly on the way. Let's see if they'll do trade. I doubt they will. 1,600 for trade. I think that just might be worth it, just to give us that little bit of income here. Now that was down to 300. It's still the same. However, look at that, it's jumped up quite considerably. We will take their money while we can. Now, as you can see, we've got a lot of replenishing and repairing to do here. We've got to bring these up to full here, particularly this here as well, 820. And these armies, it's going to give time for these armies to be into position here. Well, I think we're going to move this army up. Look at that, under General Mendoza here. We're going to move that up to the bridge here. And we are going to bring in, move up additional forces here. This force in particular will, look at that there. This army will be brought up. We do need an additional regiment here. We need to, all these armies need to be at full strength. But look at that regiment there. Look at this army. Look at the regiments here. They really are just exceptional. British Fusiliers, British Grenadiers, Royal British Grenadier Guards. Really looking. Even the line infantry is absolutely packed with veterans here. Look at the veterans on this line infantry here. Plenty of guns. This army is also going to be moved up here. We're going to cover our flanks here. We're going to get the steam-powered cloth mill back up and running as well. That's going to cost us a few shillings, but still. Also, it'll give us a chance to bring up this Brussels or Flanders garrison up to full strength as well. We might even be able to move one of these units from Paris, I think. And look at this. We don't need all these units in Paris loitering about. However, the council has called for us to possibly move against Spain. Now we do have some very, very powerful naval forces here. Now they haven't moved against us yet, the Poles. As you can see, they really are again packing quite a punch here with their naval power, but they should back away now. That should give us some time. We're not actually. Should give us some time here to reckon. Nothing coming in here from Sweden. Now we are allied with Sweden, so this flank here is pretty much covered. So our flank here is covered. because Sweden, we have effectively bailed Sweden out. We did give them Stockholm. We helped them out here. So what they have here is because of us and because we stepped in to help them. But also the Councillors' Corporate we also got down here in North Africa is effectively under our control. Of course, Tunis is in Spanish control. We do need to get more of our fleets up and running here as well. Cairo, which is really going to be a stalwart here. We did have Jerusalem and we did have Syria, but we did give them way to the Russians for peace. As you can see, Russia is just an absolute behemoth. There's a titan. I mean, look at the size of it here, and I do believe it is allied with Poland, if I'm not mistaken. No, they're not. Genoa only. Do they have any trade agreements with Russia either? That is very strange there. I do find that very odd. They're not. They're either with the Mughal Empire, and I believe we are Mughal Empire. And we're at peace with the Mughal Empire, and we're at peace with Russia as well, which is good for us, good for the income. We've got nothing coming in here because, of course, some of our trade routes have been hit pretty hard. We're at peace with Spain for now, but we are going to start building up a force. Also, we're going to be looking at moving into the New World and some kind of force here. We've got this pirate island here, Martinique, which would be our stepping stone into there. The Spanish have taken over the other two pirate islands, which is a little bit of a menace. The Mughal Empire has got two of these most profitable, but stepping into Martinique here would possibly give us St. Vincent's here. Abundant yield of sugar as well. What's sugar at the moment on the market? 19, one of the lowest. It is the lowest. Everything else is absolutely rampant here on the markets. So we might even move into Martinique, not for what it gives us, but and that's actually blockaded here as well. We actually give us a port here out. So we might move into Martinique and also the Bahamas. Oh, Florida. Now that really would be a stepping stone here, but it might put us in conflict with the Cherokee possibly. But I'd like to try and get another council all call for us to move into the Caribbean. And of course we've got the United States. We were allied with the United States. As you can see, they really have become very powerful very quickly, the United States. But also Newfoundland is also another stepping stone. As you can see, look at that. Look at that. Look at the 10,607 United States, the income there from them. So we are actually the major trade partner of the United States. And also with, look at New Spain. It is so wealthy. It is incredible. 28,000. That is something to behold right there. But we've got another, look at that there. That's another army there, which we're going to be moving into position. We might even use this army here to defend Paris. Especially with these knock-gun volley. And here are also the Irish Rifles. But we might bring them just in as a more of an attacking force as well. But look at this. This is opened here as well now. So we've opened up Glasgow. But I think what we are trying to do as well is we're trying to build up a naval force. There. Get a first-rate ship of the line as well. We've got to maximise our income. Is there anybody else we can trade with? I don't believe so. No, everything else is pretty much cordoned off here. New Spain, we were unfriendly for some reason. Our territorial expansion will probably do it. That's why, because they're at war with Sweden as well. See, right. Nothing else we can do here. We're getting down to percussion shell here, which will give us rifle scouter, breech loader. That's excellent. And also secular humanism, which will give us Royal Academy, but minus 50 religious unrest is great. Plus 8 to turn wealth here. I don't think there's else we can go. We've got everything else. So once these buildings, once the research is done on these, we will be turning these, Cambridge and Oxford, into economic centres. We will then have all our research will be done. Everything is researched, and that is absolutely exactly what we need. Right, I think we can end the turn here, my friends, and we can see what happens now. Hopefully we'll get a few years of peace where we can start building Egypt. Of course, we've got Alexandria here, which is a naval hospital, so we would like to try and build our force here in the Mediterranean. We really have a presence in the Mediterranean here. Also got an army here as well. We've got Patras as well, which, I mean, look at the size of the Polish forces here in and around Athens. I mean, they could just steamroll us here, but we have, and we were attacking Spain here from Naples. Rome was going to be our next target, but we did manage to secure peace with Spain. I think we gave them such a good hiding here in sort of the boot of Italy, so that in the end they can reconsider the gap. We've got two very powerful forces down here ready to strike. And actually this naval hospital needs to be repaired as well. Only 700, so we need to get that so we can get another presence here in the Mediterranean. Right, let's end the turn, my friends, see if we can get ourselves back on an even keel here. Now this Spain. Hopefully those Polish fleets will move away. Don't get any ideas, Spain, because we will attack Rome. If we could take Rome, it'll rip out the heart of their Italian redoubt. Don't do it, Spain. Don't do it. And looks like Poland is pulling back here. Or are they looks like they're just they're just preparing themselves for another assault, I think. Yes, and that's excellent. They're moving away here, possibly. Gentlemen. No. That's okay. It looks like they're going to aim for Sweden. No. Okay, we don't mind that. We don't mind that at all. Poland is starting to build up those forces. We've got to rebuild. What about Russia? We did give them a real bloody nose, Russia. We actually took Moscow for a while. And that really did set them back on the heel. And also we gave Moscow to Sweden, but unfortunately Sweden was pushed back from Moscow. Ankara is absolutely packed to the rafters with Russian troops. Morocco, still no secure lock and key of Spanish forces. Sweden now. What will Sweden do? What can it do indeed? I don't think they push out against. I don't think they push out against Russia just yet. But ooh, they've got a lot of individual units there. I know they do have a considerable force up in the north. I can only hope that they bring all these forces together into one coherent whole. Come on now, Sweden, get your act together, sir. Ah, there we are. Now are they going to start building up a defensive force in Copenhagen? But possibly not. It's going to take quite a while here because I think these individual units are slowing things down a little bit. Yeah, it looks like they're just sort of gathering smaller units. I don't understand what their tactic is here. I know we did have problems with Louisiana once where they did actually take Edinburgh from us. We have now secured that, thankfully. Louisiana, what do they do? Nothing. Nice St. John. What the Mughal Empire? Nothing at all, thankfully. Venice does have a sizable fleet there. Courland. United States were looking pretty strong here at the moment. And they are really... Ooh. I think yes, I don't think there's any need to fight this here.
Victory is ours.
We need to get rid of this rebellion once and for all, otherwise it's going to go on for a long time. Actually, we've got into control, which is good to see, but we are going to end this rebellion.
Yes, destroy them. Victory is ours. Awaiting
and now we need to replenish this entire army here. Whatever it cost, and this small contingent we've got on the outside here, we've got to bring this up to full strength. Now that should have dealt, yes it has dealt with the rebellion. Now it's under control, we've got a lot of attacks, but we are effectively this sort of long finger here, deep in Austrian territory. We've got to be careful here. Got to get this another secondary army up here as well to defend. I think that's going to require cuirassiers in here as well. Thankfully we've got a very strong defensive force which has already seen off quite a fight.
Sir.
Right, let's bring these up to full strength here. Perfect. All that brings us in 1,200 to regional wealth. That's excellent. Now let's bring up this as well to full strength here. We've got to make sure that everything is ticking over here. It did reach quite far, quite close to Amsterdam. And they're still replenishing here. But we do need to recruit. Oh, look at that there. Sharpshooters which we will put into here. This army now is at full strength, which is excellent. Brussels. We're going to use these armies here to put together a force to move into the New World. I think that just has to be done. Everything else at full strength here. Look at this port down here, 10,000. We are going to replenish, repair this port down here in Marseille. It's going to be an important one. Bring additional income. Excellent copy, General. Just went to command on attacking on land. Excellent. Now we're starting to build up now another force, which is good. Another navy here. We'll recruit again here. And actually, let's replenish what we have down here as well. We'll repair this here. It's at full strength. We're going to start to increase our presence here in the Mediterranean, I think, as well. That'll definitely be an important task for us to do here. And of course this is cut off here because we've lost Marseille. If we get Marseille back on track here, that'll increase and boost our income. If they want to fight, mind you, they've got mostly sloops in here and also heavy frigates and a Razi and privateers. I don't think they'd be pretty much matched for this force here. This force would pretty much obliterate them, but it would definitely obliterate them. We need to bring this back on the steamer dry dock so we can increase our overall presence here across the English Channel. I don't know why these gentlemen are still here, but that's opened up a good trade line there for us. Anything else we might be able to get? We might get improved settlement fortifications there, and also in London as well, just to secure ourselves entirely. We've got this force. I think if we move across, no, I think that's not much defensive force here in London, but that's too much of a good force there to leave in Britain. What we do, we'll start building up this here. Oh, I think we'll have the British Fusiliers. Actually, look at that, 4 of 8. We can get more of these, gentlemen. That's even better. How many left of here? 5 or 6. So we've got. Look at that, Royal Marines. We'll get some more of these, gentlemen. We can't get any more just yet. We've run out of funds, unfortunately, but still. Got to increase, we've got to improve everything here. We need to probably move this. Once this force is ready, we will then move it into position here. We'll move it much closer to the front lines here.
How may I be of service?
Let's see what they've got in Munich.
Watching your enemies. I await your command.
I was taking a beating there, that army there. They don't have much in Munich here.
What do you require?
Just got to keep an eye on what's going on here.
Mission impossible, sir.
They've got this force, they've moved down here as well. Oh, we can't move there, but we might do is just move this gentleman much closer to the bridge here.
Forward!
On the bridge there.
Road and
So if they want to
country!
cross, they can't cross the river here, so they have to cross here if they want to get in. The mountain range of the Alps is going to prevent them here. We've got Hanover is secure, and that's improved settlement fortifications, defended by a wonderful army here. And these gentlemen we need to move in here. We need to get this army up and running as quickly as possible, back to full strength. Otherwise we are going to struggle. Because we're so isolated. This Dresden is effectively isolated from the rest of the British Empire by a very slim slither of land here that's sort of connecting us to our other territories. We will pull this army up here further to the front, maybe into the forest here as an ambush site. The mines up and running as well now. But we are going to start building a force to move into the New World. I don't think we need both of these here. So there's nothing we're going to do on here, so actually we might pull out of here for the meantime and move these forces, these naval forces, back to the English Channel. We can't actually raid anything here at the moment. What we're going to do is going to move back here just as a support mechanism. What about our trade lines? Got nothing in here. We can't for the moment. Can't move anything into here just yet at the moment because we don't have the firepower to support these isolated trade nodes at the moment. But I think we are going to bring all of our naval facilities back, so they're all just protecting each other here. So that's a very, very strong naval presence here, just outside of Portsmouth, which is the home base of the Royal Navy. So they want to attack. If they want to attack into us, they're going to have to really, really push their boats. Have one, and let's end the turn. Let's see what happens here. Now, it might be the last turn here, my friends. Here's Spain. That's absolutely fine. They moved a lot of forces down into there. Don't do it, Spain. Don't do it. How about Poland? Looks like Poland is... they've taken a little bit of a beating there, Poland. The income for Poland is extraordinary. It won't be long. They will not stay at peace with us for very long. That I can assure you, my friends. They really won't. I see they're starting to gather here now. Gather these forces just in and around Saxony, as you can see here. So I think they're going to potentially move against Saxony once they get the chance. Here's Russia. I'm not sure what Russia's up to be honest with you. Mind you, they're so vast, they can move forces at will, long distances. As you can see, they're moving towards somewhere. With Moscow under their control as well, they have this huge production centre, a massive economic centre, and that sort of spider's web of roads and infrastructure which is just superior to many, many other sort of central city locations. Many capitals don't have the sheer magnitude that Moscow has available. They're moving somewhere, but where? Are they going to move against the Mughal Empire possibly? That really would be a feat within itself, because the Mughal Empire is very, very powerful in its own right. What will Sweden do here now? They're moving some forces. That's excellent to see. Hopefully they're going to build another force somewhere. They will take on Russia head on, because Sweden can hold its own. It isn't... oh, look at that. What? Is someone attacking Sweden there? Well, they're sending forces away from... look at that there, they're getting hit hard here and here. Does that mean that Russia is attacking them here? And they're being hit here as well. Ouch, that's going to hurt them pretty hard there. And we can't bail them out, we can't start another war with Russia. I still have a feeling they're moving up against Russia. It looks like Russia's hitting them pretty hard. And as you can see the distance here, this port has also been hit here. So I'd imagine Russia has sent troops in against them. I'm surprised that Stockholm hasn't fallen yet. If Stockholm falls, then they're going to be in trouble. But they do have Copenhagen still, so that's not too bad. Christiania is also under their control, again, which is not too bad. But still, at least Poland has held its peace with us for a little longer than I thought it was. Sometimes it can take only a few years and they'll move against you immediately. But I think the power of our armies is effectively keeping Poland at bay for the moment. I think they know if they move against us, we will hit them hard. But again, we can't really throw a stupendous amount of forces into all the fights. We've got to choose our fights carefully. And when we do fight the Poles, we have to absolutely obliterate their armies. So it costs them more to keep those armies coming in. Ah, there it is. There's Russia. That's why we've got out. That's why they've been having problems. Excuse me, noise in the background, my friends. Ah, right. What's Venice going to do? Hopefully nothing. No, they might be moving into the New World. Courland. Oh, look at the United States. That's good to see. Good ally here, the United States. They're rebuilding and building up, putting a lot of money into. Oh, look at that fleet. That's a monstrous fleet there. The pirates hitting them there, but. Ah, excellent. That's not very good, is it? There. Already impaired. Excellent. Netherlands. Yep. Aha. Now we can start putting some money into some of these here. Excellent. In Saxony as well here. And also here. Orleans, as I said, we're going to absolutely throw everything we can at our income here to really boost it. Excuse any noise in the background, my friends. Someone's about to start letting us know that he's about.
Yes, my lord.
We'll just send him up here, our spy, just to make sure we don't get anything coming our way that we shouldn't know about. How's the army here doing? Almost ready, but mind you, look at that. These Royal Highlander Grenadiers took an absolute thrashing there, sir. Look, why is Poland lost so many forces here? And also, it looks like that the Russians have taken the fight to the Swedes here. Look at that. They haven't managed to hold anything here, which is good. We need our allies to stay strong. Oh, this force is actually ready. Oh, look at that there. Excuse any noise in the background, my friends. You can probably gather who that might be. I think what we will do is we'll put this gentleman here. Excuse me, any noise there, my friends. Someone's demanding my attention. I thought what we will do is we'll move this army here. It's no good here in the back here in Cleves. What we will do is we'll move this up to here. We're going to keep everything together. All these armies have to be together here. So we move these two armies up. Excuse me, my friends. Sorry about that, my friends. So we'll move these armies here together, so we'll have this coherent front that can move against them. We've almost got this army here up the ready. Oh, why isn't this being replenished and repaired? I'll tell you why. Because I've taken my eye off the ball here. Let's get this back up to full strength. They were in Brussels here. We could move up. We could launch our own attack against the Poles, but I think we're going to start putting one of these armies. So we'll actually detach one of these armies. I think this would be the perfect army to move in. General Wang Chuk here would be actually the perfect general to move into the New World. So actually what we will do is we'll just take him out here. We'll put gentlemen, for goodness sakes. It's more like it. We'll put this army here under General Field Marshal Unuk into Paris. So it becomes the headquarters there. This army is going to be actually set fair, ready to move into the New World. This will be our first here. We've also got an army here as well. Look at that. Under General Elizabeth Ernuk here. So what we will do is we'll move General Ernuk here back into here to Paris, because that is a powerful army to have loitering about here in Brest. what we'll do is we'll send this army here to the port so it can actually start its campaign against into the New World. I think, my friends, that's all we're going to do for this particular episode. As you can hear in the background there, someone is demanding my attention, so I'm not going to be able to continue much longer. We've also considered solidified down here as well. Patras we're not really concerned about here, but I think we do need to still keep our naval recruitment in the Mediterranean absolutely rampant here, because I think that's going to be pretty much vital to us maintaining a presence here in the Mediterranean, even if it's just one fleet. As you can see here, Poland does have some pretty strong forces down here, so we've got to be very, very careful what we're doing here. And also, we also know that the Spanish have some pretty strong forces out here in the north-east Atlantic. But we are pushing ourselves as far as we can here at the moment. And I think we also look at that there. Now, can we recruit? We can indeed recruit some more here of these wonderful forces. I think we've got them all now. That's 1, 2, 3. Yes, it is. Oh, look at that! Some Ferguson riflemen. We'll have them, those gentlemen as well. So these are going to be moved into an army. We've got this army here, but this is. I think this might be too much of a good army here. So we might detach this army here into Europe. No, actually, we'll send this army with this army here into the New World. I think that would be a perfect folly there for that. It really would. We're going to improve Glasgow's garrison. Look at these cannon here. That is not good at all. Oh, look at that Scottish Line Infantry. I think we'll have some of these gentlemen as well. For the capital, how many you can get? 6. That is absolutely perfect there, my friends. So, as you can see, we are starting to move towards what the council wanted, which is moving into the New World. We're going to send both these forces in at the same time. But, my friends, I'm going to end this episode. Look at that there. We've got that coming in from Russia as well, from Marseille. So that repairing that has boosted our income considerably. Almost 45,000 coming in because we repaired that port. That's a wonder. But my friends, I'm going to end this episode here. We are starting to gear up towards a push into the New World, and maybe even moving against Spain at some point as well. That would be a wonder if we get to go into against Madrid. But whatever you do, my friends, thank you for all of your wonderful support. It's been absolutely fantastic, not only for this campaign, but for all the campaigns. As always, please keep your comments coming down below. Thank you for all for your wonderful, wonderful support, advice, and tactics, and strategies. Whatever you do, my friends, please be safe. But until next time, bye for now.